Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Yeah, about last night. I'd rather not talk about it, but we're going to make content. So, player ratings, that's a new thing that I'm going to be trying to do this year. I've had a few Sainers message me and really interested in what I think of each individual player, basically out of 10. So I thought I'd kick it off with this video, round 1 against Collingwood. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So I've got the team here in front of me. Let's go straight from the top. Jack Hayes, 3 goals, 18 disposals, 10 marks. Basically the main reason why we got back into the game in the third quarter. Don't need to talk about him too much because we all know how bloody good he was. On debut as well, if you don't mind. 10 out of 10. I'm giving him a 10 out of 10. He couldn't have done anything more than what he did. He did well above what anyone could have expected of Jack Hayes in that game. So he was immense in that third quarter. Not just his goals, but his around the ground work. Sublime. Roland Marshall, 25 hitouts, 21 disposals, 4 marks. I thought he held his own. I thought he actually beat Grundy, but his downfall was just the hitouts to advantage in the middle of the ground. We seemed to really lack in that area. So I think that was probably where Grundy got him, but around the ground I thought Marshall couldn't have done much more again. Although, again, without Paddy, he couldn't have that luxury of going forward and impacting there when we needed him to. No scoreboard pressure from him. So, yeah, I'd probably go something like an 8 for Roland Marshall. Jack Sinclair kicked a goal, 25 disposals. Went into the middle of the ground basically in that third quarter when things got out of hand and when we started to find our form again. And that was because we were just getting smashed in the middle, and when he went in there, gave us some zip, changed the game a little bit, kicked a goal, got that mojo back. A big part as to why we got close to winning in that third and fourth quarter. I'm going to give him an 8 as well. Steely, 28, 7 tackles, couldn't have done much more. Although it was one of his quieter games from at least my point of view, sitting up in the stands, I kind of thought, well, you know, Steely hasn't had that influence like he has because we've been getting smashed out of the middle. They were literally waltzing it out. So I don't think it was Steely's best game, but obviously not his worst because 28 disposals, you know, 5 marks, 7 tackles, couldn't have done much more there. I'm probably going to go with something like a 7.5 for Steely. Gresh, 2 goals, 24 disposals, 2 tackles. Again, probably a very good return. You know, he's been injured, and since round 3 last year, so for him to come back and do that in round 1 is really exciting. Ball use at times obviously is always going to be a bit 50-50, but I think he was one of the rare players to try and make something happen out of nothing and try and show some sort of enthusiasm and get us moving forward and not playing boring bomb football. I'm going to go with something like, I'll go with 7.5 as well. Crouchy, 27, 6 tackles. Again, I thought stats-wise it looks like he's done alright, but I think on field he did butcher the ball a fair bit from what I saw. So ball use, that goes through the whole team really. The ball use could have been better for everyone. I'm going to go with something like 7 for Crouchy. Hill, 26 disposals, 1 tackle, 5 marks. He went at 76% efficiency. Again, I think he got hemmed into the back line a bit too much and we didn't get him on the outside where I want him. So although he did get a fair bit of the ball, he didn't get it where we would have liked. And I know, yeah, he missed a couple of kicks, but so did every other player on the field. I'm going to give Hilly a 6.5 out of 10. King, 1 goal, 3, 16 disposals, 6 marks. I actually thought Kingy was alright apart from his early misses. If he had to kick those 3 behinds and ended up with 4 goals, I would have gone with like a 9 for Kingy because he was double teamed a lot of the time. But he did miss a few easy ones, and yeah, but the defenders made it very difficult for him. So I'm going to go like a 6 is too low. I'm going to go with a 6.5 again for King. Pato, actually I'll go a 7 for King. Pato, 20 disposals. Solid in defence. I don't think he was bad. Although Collingwood small seemed to get a bit hold of us. They got around and on the lead they really did kill us. But 20 disposals from Pato. His ball use was pretty good. He went at 80% efficiency. No real issues there with Paddo. I'll give him a 7 out of 10 as well. Membry, 3 goals, 2, 13 disposals, 6 marks. Most goals on the ground for us, apart from Jack Hayes. Again, plays with a heart on his sleeve. Didn't go back as much, which was surprising because that's something we trialled in the preseason. But 3 goals, 2, 5 scoring shots, kicked, overall 18 and 220 points of our score. That's what Membry needs to do. So I'll give him a 7.5 out of 10. Kel Wilkie, 20 disposals, 2 tackles, 6 marks. Backline under pressure, but I thought Wilkes was alright. His kicking wasn't too bad. I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. Ross, 19 disposals, 4 tackles. He went at 84% efficiency, believe it or not. But overall, I didn't notice him too much. I think he kind of cruised through the game. Didn't really think that he did anything special in the game. I'm going to give Ross a 6 out of 10. Mason Wood, 1 goal, 13 disposals, 8 marks. Worked hard early, but then fell out of the game late. I'm going to give him a 6 as well. Higgins, 0 goals, 4, 17 disposals, 4 marks, 1 tackle. Was a bit selfish at times. Should have given one to Gresh, but he didn't. And I think he was a bit too energetic almost. He needed to calm down and take his shots a bit better. And that one in the goal square's haunting, that he missed that. But Higo's going to get the chance, and that's the sort of player he is. He'll have a lot of shots every game. We just really want him to take it, and because he kicked 0 goals 4, and we lost by under that, it would have helped us. I'm not going to say that it would have won us the game, but it would have helped to have 1 or 2 of those go through. But they didn't. But he did have 17 disposals, and he did get his shots, just didn't take them. So I'm not going to give him too low a score. I'm going to give him a 5.5. I think would have gone up a bit more had he kicked straight. Butler, 0 goals, 0 points, 13 disposals, 6 tackles. It's all pressure, no scoreboard. Not good enough in my point of view. 5 for Butler, and I'm probably being generous. I think I just really want him to score. I think we're trying to get our smalls to do too much, and sure, he's tackling, but I'd rather him kicking goals and laying no tackles, to be honest. Battle, 13 disposals. I thought he struggled a little bit in the back line. But the ball was coming in a lot and really well, and players were on the move, and that I think he struggled with that a little bit. 5.5 for Battle as well. McKenzie, 13 disposals, 2 tackles. That was about it. Really kind of unsighted for the majority of the game. I'm going to go with a 5 for him. Dougal Howard, 9 disposals. I think this was one of his worst games, to be honest. You don't really see Dukes only have a 9 disposal game generally, especially when the ball was in the back half a lot of the time. I'm curious as to why he only had 9. Not his greatest game. I'm going to give him a... He only went at 66% as well, efficiency. I'm going to give him a 5. I was tempted to go lower, but I'm giving him a 5. Jimmy Webster, 12 disposals, 0 tackles. Says it all there, how average we were for the majority of the game. And that's where we got him for his physicality, but only 75% efficiency. Am I going lower? I'm going a 4.5 for Jimmy Webster, not one of his best games. Burnsy, only 11, and I've talked him up all off-season. Really disappointing game. He had a big kick, a big moment in the last quarter, and kind of just fluffed it, and that cost us a goal. I'm going to go with a 4.5 for Burnsy. 11 disposals, maybe a 4 actually. I'm going to go 4. Owens, 6 disposals, first game. I don't really like rating first gamers because I feel like it's their first game. We're going to take it easy a little bit. But based on the 6 disposals, he did get thrown into the middle a little bit, and I think that was kind of thrown into the Sharks and struggled there, got taken out. And then for the majority of the game, I think he kind of just hovered at half forward and had minimal impact there. 2 tackles, 2 score involvements. Didn't really do a hell of a lot, but he's going to grow into it. So, based on the stats, obviously he'd be a 4 or a 3.5 out of 10. But it is his first game, so I don't want to be too harsh on the lad. And I do think he's going to become a very good player for the club. Dean Kent, 1 goal, and that was in the first quarter. And then from that point on, he had 4 disposals. And 1 tackle. 2 out of 10. That is not good enough. in AFL football. And Nasiah Wanganeen Malira didn't play, 0 disposals, so no rating for him. I don't like that we kind of went with the whole jumper presentation with Nicky Winmar and then he doesn't play. I'd rather do jumper presentations when it's their first official game in the starting lineup. I don't know if you guys agree, but it just doesn't sit well with me that he's the sub and he gets his jumper presented and all that nice stuff happens. They get the photo and it's like, congratulations on your debut, Nasiah, but he doesn't play at all. I don't know. Just the first game when he's running out in Saints gear and he's not sitting on the bench in a fluoro-coloured, you know, just waiting for someone to get injured or to be subbed on. I don't know. And even then, I don't know why we didn't sub him on. I think that was something that we could have done with a lot earlier and maybe take a Kent off and get some good ball users onto the ground. So we'll see if he actually makes his official debut on the weekend. But those are my player ratings. I think I was probably generous. I feel like a few players could have gone a 3, 2, even a 1. But it's round 1, so I don't want to jump the gun on that, but we'll be a bit harsher next week, Sainers. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on your player ratings. Comment below, let me know, and we'll create a discussion and I'll respond to as many comments as I can. If you like this type of videos, let me know and I'll continue to do them for the rest of the season. I'm trying a few different content ideas, so whatever lands, you let me know. If it doesn't work, no harm done. And yeah, Saturday, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Forget about the game last night. If you can. I'll be back next week to talk about the game against Fremantle. But until then, guys, take care and go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.